Beetroot, nature's powerhouse. Packed with vitamins, antioxidants and nitrates, it's known to support heart health, boost stamina and improve blood circulation. Our beetroot is naturally grown and harvested at peak ripeness. The roots are cleaned, dried and finely ground to preserve their rich nutritional content, giving you all the benefits in one pure form. Add 1 teaspoon of beetroot powder to your juice, smoothie or water, or take it in capsule form as recommended by your healthcare provider. Beetroot helps enhance endurance, lower blood pressure, and keep you feeling energized and balanced all day. Fuel your body with the natural power of beetroot. Stay strong, stay healthy. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Good afternoon. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day, and karibuni sana to yet another beautiful discussion right here on the middle of the 21st century. This is Black Hot Fire Network. It's exactly 8 p.m. on the dot, and yes, wishing you a beautiful afternoon and evening as we continue with you guys' days. And of course, karibu as we talk about how Black Americans are suffering in their very own country, in a country that they participated so much to build. A conversation that is going to be actually comprised by many videos of many conversations. We're going to be starting with what is happening with Nolan Wells case. Not really to follow up so much, of course, we've been talking about this, but it's the trigger that we've seen how white people are so triggered. We have the governor of Mississippi who's already threatening Nancy Grace, who we saw and talked about. She's actually doing the diggings of this particular case, one by one, bit by bit, evidence by evidence. And the governor is mad. So we're going to be discussing about that. Not just the governor, but I'd say generally white people, because I was trying to see the compilation of those videos, if I can find them, of white people talking about it. But the governor, of course, speaks for, I'd say, the majority of the white people. So again, this is how we're talking about the white supremacy, how, and the white people, how they
my bad, Joby. I was on TikTok. What's up? I was on TikTok, man. Huh? You guys on TikTok?
No, I knew it. Yeah, I just knew it. If you don't
I know. I forgot to do it. I don't know what they were talking about either. Yeah, I was on TikTok. Got to talk about O'Shea, Coon, Jackson, and Tariq and all them on TikTok. So, my bad, Joby. I was on TikTok.
It's okay. We'll talk about what I have. We're going to talk about the Black people suffering in America, in a country they build, and of course, because of white supremacy. Generally, conversation that is comprised of so many conversations and focusing on Black people, Black history, and so much. So as we start, I was saying that we're going to look at Nolan Wells case, not specifically, but we have the governor of Mississippi who is mad, and the white people in majority are so mad because of Nancy Grace talking about this story. So we have the governor who is warning.
Of course they're mad. So understand, let me say something. Understand this, guys. The Ku Klux Klan, guys, just because they don't wear hoods no more, like we see in the movies back in the day, right? Those hoods, it was always a secret organization, right? So they don't wear the hoods anymore. Like we say, who made this hood? My wife made this hood. This hood, I can't see shit. Right? So they learned, remember they said that they were going to infiltrate the police, the judges, the mayors, the governors. So all these guys, you might think the Ku Klux Klan is gone. It's not. It's just secret. They don't have to wear sheets anymore on the head. So they just move into power positions and do harm against Black people that way. And you'll believe that it doesn't exist anymore. And you can't hardly prove a secret organization of racists working against you because you got no evidence. Hard to prove that these people are all affiliated with the Klan and they do rituals as they kill. And see, like Joby showed, all these Black people being hung the last year. You think that's an accident? We're gonna show you how all these we know Black people don't commit suicide by hanging themselves. We know they don't. So you think's doing all these hangings of innocent black men and women? Okay, this is terrorism, and no one's getting, and every police is saying these are what, suicide. And one guy, you guys know, I forgot one of the gentlemen, his legs were broken. How did he hang himself with broken legs? This is how blatant the racism goes and the terrorism goes. His legs were broken as he was hung, so he couldn't even stood up to hang himself. They just laughing in your face. Yeah, he was hung. So what? It's suicide. That's how deep and wicked this thing goes. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay, let me share this.
So y'all, now the governor of Mississippi is mad. He's talking about he want Al Sharpton and Ben Crump out of his state. Talking about he gonna kick them out if they don't stop talking about Nolan Wells.
Well, Nancy Grace, I'm going to let you know personally that I'm adding you as a defendant on my civil rights violation complaint, along with Sharpton and Crumb. And yeah, I sure am. And you want to get on here with your celebrity status. You want to get on the world stage, act like a fool, drum up violence and chaos.
I told you with Nancy Grace, it's gonna be some Nancy Grace. There was gonna be some problems. They put on TikTok and Nancy, and white people like, you fall back, white woman. Were you a nigger lover? See, what are you, a nigger lover? What's wrong with you, white woman? You better know your place. You don't say nothing about supporting these ninjas, right? These ninjas. So, like I said, whatever the smoke, there's fire. We don't know the whole story, but we know it's not copacetic as Bojangles used to say. It's not copacetic. We know there's something rotten, and that's why the white folks are all mad. You better get out of here. You better get out my state. You better get out my state. You better not be in my state. After investigation had nothing to yield, right? There's nothing to yield. There's nothing to yield there, right? Correct? So why are you telling me to get out of your state? Because it's innocent. All the good white folks are innocent. So you say, hey, take your time, do whatever you want. You guys try to find the truth. We support that. But of course, this is MISSISSIPPI. This is Mississippi. And don't nothing matter to them most than white supremacy. Well, go ahead, Joby.
And stuff like that for our wonderful little town. And I tell you what, better hope and pray nobody gets hurt because of your rhetoric and your bullshit propaganda, because you'll be going to jail. I don't care if you used to be a prosecutor. Lots of people used to be fry cooks. You ain't shit now, and you weren't a good prosecutor then, probably. So, yeah, see you there.
Well. It looks like the residents of Mississippi are having a hard time. Now, hear me well and hear me good. There's something in the air of Mississippi that is making the residents of Mississippi to have sleepless nights, including their governor. You want to tell me residents have started coming out and they are warning Al Sharpton and Nancy Grace for fueling something that allegedly did not happen? Oh, y'all Nancy Grace and Al Sharpton, y'all making our town be peaceless. Oh my God. No. We need to rephrase that. The people that are making your town restless is the boys that were on the boat. Clear cut, period. If you can give them to us, if you can hand them over to the police station, if you can hand them over to the law, then Mississippi will have peace. Because baby, I'm not telling you, if Nolan Wells, where he is at, he is not having a meal, then they should not have a meal. And clearly, Mississippi residents, y'all should not have a meal. Yeah, you must never sleep in peace. Is Nolan sleeping in peace? Is he? So y'all cannot be going around saying how Nancy Grace and Al Sharpton are causing a stir in y'all community. It's them boys. Why is everybody blaming everybody else instead of the people that caused the things that we're talking about?
I feel like for me, what I see is this, again, the audacity. Why people are telling you on your face, Forget about justice. That is what the governor is telling you. Forget about
That's
justice
right.
on your
That's right,
face.
Joby. In your
Like,
face.
yeah, this case is not supposed to be to even have gone this far. It should not have gotten this much attention.
That's
It should
right.
be just another normal case of where a black person is,
It's
found
dead and
dead.
stinking. It's dead
Yeah.
and stinking and no justice, Joby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that is purely what they're telling you. The governor telling you that they're going to get rid of someone who's trying to actually help with the investigation. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Listen, I'm back again to update you guys
Damn, those beards are.
on Nolan Wells' case. Now listen to this. The governor of Mississippi is mad, upset, and bothered. Said he wants Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, and now Nancy out of his city if they keep talking about
Not a city, moron, the state. Not the city. The state, the governor of the state. The city. Jesus Christ. Go ahead, Joe.
Wells. Why? Why is that bothering you? Everybody just want answers. Everybody just want the truth. That right there alone tells you something right there. You the governor, and this is how you acting. But here it is. We still have a young man that's missing. We still have a family that's missing their child with no answers. And not to mention Mississippi residents. They talking real slick and crazy around there. Now, I just watched the video of a guy coming for Nancy. Listen, man, he's making threats. He said, you better hope somebody don't get it hurt for getting involved with this. Wait a minute now, did y'all just hear what I said? He's making threats. So the last time I checked, somebody was making threats, supposedly, was against the judge or whatever she's supposed to be, Ashley.
Yeah, and it makes you understand again, this nation is built on racism. Just that
Black
bluntly,
American
clearly. Let me share this.
folk, what many of you all need to understand is that we are surrounded by folk who love to see us suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's what this nation has been built on. Dick Gregory wrote that the United States of America excels in oppressing Black folk. Sure does. And all of this pushback that we Black Americans are getting because we are exhibiting pride in our shared history, in our shared heritage, in our shared traditions, and our shared pains and struggles is exhibit A. Black pride and Black joy pisses a whole lot of folk off. And in over 400 years, they have never had the self-awareness to ask themselves why. That's because it's been ingrained in them. It's been indoctrinated in them to derive pleasure and satisfaction from seeing us suffer. Let's take our experience.
And it's global. And it's global. That's what they do. Africa. That's what they do. Africa. Probably porn Africa. It's a joy. Makes the penises hard. See, it's all fucked up. I said that. I've been saying. Not everybody's now catching up what I've been saying for years. And when I said the first time, oh, what? That's not what. No, they get joy because you Black and an African, and you don't get joy in anyone suffering because you have humanity in your human being, so you can't fathom and can't relate to that. But I'm here to tell you this is a fact. That's why they would burn down your cities and burn down your community whenever you had prosperity, because it would anger them. And then imagine, even though you're in poverty, one thing they hate too, when they go to Africa, Africans be impoverished, but Africans still have what? Joy. See, they're your joy. Oh my God. How these black people, we could be stealing all their resources and all this shit. How they still smiling, still have joy. Because, as I told you, as one people, you should understand this as a global humanity. Black people, you're global humanity, whether you understand this or not. You carry around joy. Joy is your natural position is to be joyful. That's your nature. You're joyful people. Even when you're in poverty, all fucked up. Black people, that's why I was black people only one can live in poverty like that. Because black people feel a certain amount of joy and just being alive and in community. But go ahead, Joby.
All over social media.
When was everybody at?
We Black Americans have conversations among our own community. We are uplifting each other. We are encouraging each other. We are edifying each other. We are informing each other. And you will get people making videos and in our comments upset and pissed off about it.
Upset about that.
And that is
It's the
they
craziest
have
thing.
been indoctrinated and raised in a white supremacist society.
Of
Dr.
course.
Joy DeGruy talks about this.
Called
How
white
can
rage.
you have a group of folk who, for hundreds of years
Been
into
put
the
down.
present day,
Mhm.
exuded almost total control over other human beings? They could do anything to
They
another
wanted to
human
us.
being
Yep.
and wouldn't be held accountable for it and got off on it.
Beat,
This is going to piss
whip,
off a whole lot of
rape.
folk, but I'm specifically talking about people who are in interracial relationships where one of the partners is Black American. And it's come out now that these folks, some of them like to role play slave and master. We better recognize that important fact that we live in a nation that enjoys Black American pain and suffering. When we celebrate Black achievement, it causes them a visceral reaction. That's why Black communities like Seneca Village in New York, where Central Park is now, and Rosewood, and Tulsa, the Greenwood District, and countless others, the drowned towns, were destroyed because Black people were not supposed to.
And they're still destroying more. I'm gonna share another one. We have the Africa town. I think it's in, I don't know, in southwest of, I don't know which state, being honest, but I'm gonna share that how they destroyed the whole place because it just has the name Africa Town. We share that.
Build something of our own, which we have always done and continue to do, contrary to
Southwest
popular
Philly.
belief, and then thrive and be successful. It pisses folk off. They will do anything but look in the mirror and ask themselves why. Well, you all say nigger. Not all of us do. We're not a monolith. In rap music, you say it. Why can't we say it? But they don't have the courage to look in the mirror and ask themselves, why do I want to say a slur? Why do I want to say a word that has so much historical weight to it? Whether the community that it was directed against says it or not. Why do I want to participate in that? We are surrounded by folk who have compromised their humanity to the point where they almost have none.
I've understood it's the emotional trigger. They love to see us emotionally triggered because again, yeah, we loving people. So do
Exactly.
we have a lot of emotions, So we can be easily emotionally triggered. I don't know.
Exactly. You figured no, that's exactly right, Joe. That's correct. Good analysis. Factual.
And the sooner we truly understand that, the better off we'll be, y'all. Y'all be careful out here.
White people are not safe in the countries that they built.
I'm going to stop you right now. To say that white men built this country is to ignore history, and it's also insulting to the memory of those who didn't just build America, but who were literally forced to build it without being able to enjoy it. Because you fail to see that the United States was built not only by settlers and free workers, but also, and maybe mostly, by massive amounts of coerced labor. First slavery, and later various forms of prison labor. By 1860, the United States had 4 million enslaved people, human beings whose families were separated, whose children were sold, and who were forced to work for free. That is 12.6% of the entire population of the United States, who produced 13% of the country's GDP. That translates to 7 billion labor hours per year. At $15 an hour, that's $108 billion in wages, unpaid. And if you think that has changed, think again, because the 14th Amendment didn't end slavery. In many cases, it just transformed it into convict labor, with prisons leasing convicts out to businesses or using them to produce goods or services, often receiving less than $1 per hour. That's a $15 billion a year economy fed by a system that disproportionately punishes Black Americans who receive sentences that are 19% longer than white defendants for the same crime and have a 23% higher conviction rate anytime the jury pool has no Black jurors. So no, this country was not built by white people. It was built on the back of Black Americans who existed in a system that until 1868 allowed the sale and purchase of human beings just because of the color of their skin, and today has traded the concept of slave wholesaler with that of prison warden.
All right, racist.
Immigrants did not build America. The free labor of enslaved Black people built America. And when we say otherwise, it's erasing the actual gruesome history of this country, which directly impacted Black and Native Americans. When we speak about American history, we need to be accurate and ensure we understand timelines and definitions. No Black person in the Americas, from Canada to Argentina to Brazil to Trinidad, is an immigrant. Forced migration and enslavement for the development of new countries in the New World doesn't equal immigration. Slaves built the monuments from the White House to the U.S. Capitol and the Washington Monument, often performing the quarrying, masonry, and labor. Their labor was central to the construction of early American infrastructure, particularly in Washington, D.C. and the southern states. Slaves built the ports in New York City, the flattening of all the lands in all the cities in the newly formed colonies, which then turned into America. Enslaved people built nearly all the railroad infrastructure in American South before the Civil War.
I see all the railroads
that connected the region from the 1800s.
Pause. Then the Chinese, you built the last part of it at the end in the West. That's San Francisco, the things that hook back to California. Majority of the railroads in this country is built by Black slaves. Black men built this shit, not no fucking Chinese men. And you come in, it's a damn insult when you try to steal that history. That's a lie. You did not build no fucking railroads. African men built the railroads. And that's why we were talking about Blazing the Saddles. When those guys are building the railroad, they fell in the damn quicksand. He said he got the hand cart, and they got the hand cart out of there, and they dragged him out of there. He said, hey, don't just brakes over, boys. Don't just laying around here trying to get a suntan. It ain't gonna help you now, right? Because they're already Black, right? He said, Mark, don't do it. Nah, baby, I got to. And he hit him in the head with the back of that shovel. They were just showing you real history back then. It was Black men that built these railroad tracks across this country, not no damn Chinese. They came and built the last bit of it, going from Arizona or Nevada into California. But the majority of railroad track was laid down by Black men and Black labor. But go ahead, Joby. Make that clear.
These slave laborers cleared land, graded routes, and laid tracks for almost every major line east of the Mississippi,
exactly,
and south of the Mason-Dixon line.
Every major line.
9,000 miles of track in the antebellum South were almost exclusively built by slave labor, which utilized thousands of rented slaves prior to the arrival of the Chinese workers to finish the rest of the expansion.
They said it, I didn't know you were going to say exactly. So, brother, you got your history right. Except for the end out in the West, which was Nevada, California, Arizona. That's it. That's it. The end of it. Because the country's so big and so vast. The end portion of the country was built by the Chinese, which is small. California, Nevada, and they say Arizona, but rest of America was built all entirely by black men and black labor. Go ahead, Joker.
Due to the abolishment of slavery. Many of you keep mentioning Mexicans and other groups in this convo without
Yeah,
understanding
they didn't build shit.
continental America today wasn't America then. Mexico
Sure
was also
wasn't.
a colonial settler country by Spain. The native populations have existed in these lands for thousands of years, so there are no Mexicans or Native Americans. The United
Exactly.
States territory bought slaves to this
Because there
continent
was
in
no Mexico.
1619. The westward expansion wasn't until 2.5 centuries later. The enslaved population built the wealth of America for those 250 years. So Americans had the ability to buy Louisiana, buy Mexico, and expand the country.
Yeah.
No one else did
Before
this.
these countries exist.
The westward expansion started in 1801 and ended in 1861. Was the rapid territorial growth of the United States from the Mississippi River
And they
to the
stole the rest
Pacific
from
Ocean,
Mexico.
driven by the ideology of manifest destiny.
Destiny.
It was then that the United States took vast amounts of land from Mexico, primarily through the Treaty
Pause
of
it, pause it,
Guadalupe
pause
Hidalgo
it. If you guys don't pause it, let me explain what manifest destiny is. You guys, I'm sure you guys learned it in school, but if you don't remember, manifest destiny was the white man saying, God gave us this land, and we get to kill, same when they tried in Africa, the Africans, we get to kill anybody that's on it, because their Jesus gave the white man this country, and anybody standing in the way is going to get G-sided. That's, man, it's our destiny. You understand that? It's our destiny to break these savages' backs, steal their land, and make this a white country. That's manifest destiny. That's what it is, and it's just that shocking and wicked and evil. You know, they might try to clean it up a little bit now, but in the beginning, they used to have a savage. Like, it's white man's way to go G-side the population and steal this land for Jesus. Go ahead, Joe. Yeah.
1948, which ended the Mexican-American War and ceded over 520,000 square miles, creating the Mexican Cession, including now California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona. This expansion calls the forced removal, destruction of culture, and confinement of Native American populations to reservations. When we're having these conversations, it's absolutely
Exactly.
imperative
See,
that you have
he telling the truth. It was he told you to kill them, get rid of them, G-side everybody, and take it off of white people. Same thing they did in Australia. It's funny. Everywhere these people went, it's been the same thing. You imagine everywhere these people went. Everywhere these people went, it was G-side. Everywhere these white Caucasians went, steal people's shit if they could. And the only one that lasted was the African. They tried to remember they were going to whole thing with Africa is still trying with the white, tried to even throw race. The thing is still to wipe the African out. The Africans, the only one that they invaded, they were able to colonize some years, but they couldn't G-side the majority of Africans. Remember, this is their playbook. Everywhere they go. That's why you see them up there in Palestine. Same shit. Go in, steal people's land, call some, and then commence to G-side that ass. Everywhere they go. Everywhere they go. Right? So, America, they G-sided all these people. I think it's like 100 million people they murdered. G-side, 100 million are gone. Don't exist. Make that, put that through your mind. 100 million. More than the population of Kenya and Tanzania, all wiped out. Wiped them out. They don't exist. They murdered and killed everybody in Australia, most wiped them out. Tasmania wiped them out. People in New Zealand wiped them out. Everywhere these people went, the thing was to wipe your ass out. Steal your resources, laugh and call themselves they was those people. Like Joey had the video said, when that Australian, that white lady had said, well, who am I? And the Australian said, you're British. You're not Australian. You came here and committed G-side. But that's what they did in America. That's what they did in Canada. And don't think Canada, to the north of white people in there, that they didn't. The white people of Canada, who are their same cousins, their same people from Britain, Germany, France, where the fuck they from over in Europe. They did the same thing in Canada. Wiped those people out. Genocided they ass. So make sure you know no difference, because they say Canada's a little more milder and nicer than America, all that garbage. Those white people genocide. That's why the white people in Canada, they genocided the population and they got rid of their ass. Right? So you got a few indigenous people there. because the Canadians, who are really British, Germans, French, Scottish, Irish, same shit you got in America, same people. They just end up in different parts of this continent, and they proceeded to wipe those people out. That's why Canada's not a white country like America. They're not the original people. You need to have African understanding what happened in Egypt, what we call Kemet. People invaded, wiped out people. Now you see a different population, not the originals. These white people are not original, not indigenous to America, and the white people are not indigenous to Canada. They wiped these people out. Go ahead, Joe.
American history and timelines to accurately reflect what's being discussed, because while immigrants absolutely developed America, Black Americans and their free labor are wholly responsible for the wealth that America built and made its nation, the nation that it is today.
The richest country in the
This doesn't
world.
negate the later contributions of immigrants, but we have to tell the story correctly. Happy Black History Month.
So while we're talking about Black Americans being key players in this game, y'all, let's talk about also, now we have other people, okay? POCs, okay? And the Black immigrant community and their kids and their kids, okay? That want to talk about unity with Black Americans, and Black Americans need to come together to fight the system, okay? Let me tell y'all where they got Black Americans fucked up at. So, Black Americans, as we have been talking about, we've been talking about strategy and how a lot of people underestimated how intelligent we are and how we analyze things and how we view things, right? When we're structuring our plays, right? When we're structuring our moves in this crazy ass game that's going on right now. So, one, how many of y'all seen the movie? Y'all seen the series Squid Game? I know it's hot. A lot of y'all seen it, right? Squid Games. Okay. I feel like we are the main character in that series.
It's funny how Joey got that right. That's how the world is designed, like a Squid Game. I mean, Joey used that for an analogy. One of us said that's actually true. But go ahead.
Went back into the game, right, to try to stop the game because he believed that people overall were good people. I believe that was Black Americans. Black Americans overall believed that people were good people, right? And that people ultimately will want to do the right thing. And the guy, right, the game master dude had basically implemented a vote, okay? And they could decide if they wanted to keep playing or not. They get in the game, they see people dying and everything, but because the money is going in that little ball, right, and they're seeing the money growing as various different players are knocked off, right, they wanted to keep playing. No matter how many times he kept trying to tell them, hey, I've played these games before. Stop playing. Vote no. Vote to end it. We're all gonna die. Okay? And they were like, just one more game. Just one more game. That's how POCs and Black immigrants are. Okay? And their kids. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I include all of them in that group. When they seen that other communities would be disenfranchised, but that still would benefit them, they would get more jobs. They would get more scholarships. They would get better housing. They would get a pat on the head and get to be a model minority and shit. They wanted to keep playing the game. As long as everybody else died and not them, they wanted to keep playing for that money. And then once shit started getting real, they thought we was going to go out like that main character, where the main character decides to go ahead and sacrifice himself for the baby, right? Without them realizing that they are fucking babies. Y'all grown ass individuals who knew exactly what was going on here, knew that people were being harmed, knew that people were being oppressed. Y'all came to America, y'all figured out what the racial caste system was, and y'all assimilated into it. Every single one of y'all decided that y'all was going to assimilate with the oppressor and join in on knocking down the oppressed. But now that it's your life flashing before your eyes, you now want to stop playing the game. You can't. Okay? We in there now. You got to play it all the way through. And Black Americans are throwing everybody for a loop because now we are playing the game for solo dolo and only concerned about us surviving and making it through this shit. And we ain't even playing for money. We just playing straight off of survival because we are not going out like that. But when folk come and they want to have the conversations about unity, oh, let's come together, let's come together. The system is oppressing all of us. Why the fuck would we want to align ourselves with people who, every time we say something to them, y'all get out of jail victim card is, well, America destabilized my country. America colonized my country. America stole my resources. Then y'all should have came here from the get-go on some wartime, not oppressing the people that America oppressed. Y'all mission from the get-go should have been to destabilize the power structure. If y'all really was about y'all business and that's really what the fuck happened. Because these people cannot get Black Americans on board with a whole bunch of shit because we know they destabilized our country. Okay? We know they destabilized our community. We know they destabilized our people, massacred our people, lynched our people, held our people back, refused us equity, and had us in Jim Crow and segregation as well as slavery. They can't get us to play ball on a goddamn thing. And this is partially why they make it a point to consistently keep us down anyways, because we're quite dangerous, because we are literally refusing to be brainwashed and we are literally refusing to assimilate. But y'all got the nerve to come and say we're just like white people when y'all came here and started acting just like white people. Y'all didn't care about right versus wrong, about human decency or anything. Y'all cared about being in proximity to power. Y'all cared about greed, money, the things that you could take, the things that you could give, the things that you could receive. Okay? You didn't stand on business for your people and you didn't stand on business for your country. You stood on business for yourself so that you could have big, nice houses and that you could have fancy cars and that your family back home could receive the money you were sending them to build big, nice houses too. And ignored the fact that your countries are still, outside of those really nice cities, in shambles. So why would we want to come together with in unity with people who showed us they ain't got no fucking morals and they ain't got no fucking dignity? Why would we want to do that? Why would we want to align ourselves with people who showed us that if given the opportunity to be the oppressor, that's exactly what they would be? If given the opportunity to shit on another group of people, that's exactly what they would do. So what do y'all think we're supposed to do? Come help y'all live to fight another day so that you can go back to what? Throwing Black Americans under the bus and shitting on us and throwing stereotypes at us? I think not.
As a Black veteran, I realized I served a country that hated me. I'm a highly decorated veteran. I am at 100% VA compensation. So the VA compensates you based on your injuries or whatever is wrong with you. And it goes in a payment scale from 0 to 100. I'm at 100%, permanent and total. And I realized my country hates me because I realized my service never actually mattered. This is why it's another reason why I don't like it when Black people say, oh, I'm Black and LGBT, I'm Black and a woman, I'm Black and this and then Black. All of them extra identifiers don't fucking matter. Take it for someone who worked for the government. It don't matter, bro. You want to be special because you're running away from your Blackness.
You're a nigga.
It don't matter, bro. You know how many medals I got? How decorated I am, and it don't matter? Let me give you a prime example of it. It don't matter. I was seeking therapy at the American Lake VA in Tacoma, Washington. I was begging for therapy because I needed it. My wife suggested that I ask for a Black therapist, so I did. A VA patient advocate named Paul Vinkus, who got fired, by the way, he told me on the phone that I'm a racist just for asking for a Black therapist. You got a veteran reaching out to you for PTSD therapy and treatment, and you tell them he's a racist just because he wants a therapist of his choice, and it wasn't even my decision. It was my wife. I was trying to be a good husband by listening to my wife. I recorded that phone call. I put it on TikTok. It went viral. You guys helped me get that guy fired. So you know it's true. Had a VA psychologist in South Carolina sexually harass me and say a bunch of racist shit. And they wouldn't fire this man until they caught him sleeping with a freaking white woman. That's the care that I've received as a veteran. And when I watch my battle buddies being shot down by cops, When I realized that as a veteran, I have more PTSD probably from dealing with American police and the pedophiles in this country than I did in Afghanistan, my service never mattered. And this is why no recruiter is ever going to be able to approach my son. You come to my property, you say, oh, it's illegal to stop me. That's cute. That law is only a piece of paper, but that pew-pew is immediate. I can reach for it immediately. I am the last person in my line that will serve in the military. You can bet it. Book it. Because I will never let another person in my family serve this country to be treated like a second-class citizen.
Yeah, because whatever you're fighting for is not even what they believe in, you know. They just send you to fight wars full of their interest, you know, or serve them, you know, based on their interests. It's nothing to do with you.
Exactly. It's nothing to do with us. Exactly. And this place is so racist. When you get in there, you're like, God damn, this service is racist as shit. I was looking at the guy today talk about that young guy till we got in the army in 2016. He said, man, it's so racist. You don't make any money. That's true. Living hand to mouth. That's true. He said so many black women go missing in there. Now, I didn't know that. I know we got a bunch of black women missing inside the damn army and the military. I had to look that up. He said, man, they give you crap to eat. That's true. But you're right. It's a rough life. The racism was just shocked me. I ain't gonna lie. Let someone tells you about it. That is shock. I didn't expect it. I guess I was naive. I didn't expect that amount of racism in there. And it's blatant. I was in the military. I didn't expect that amount of racism. And I think to me, I was unprepared for it. It shocked me. I shouldn't have been. I don't know why I thought it was going to be different than the rest of America, but racism in America, I mean, racism in the military, it's openly in your face. That's why you got, remember, the Secretary of the Military of Defense right now is racist, Peter Hegseth, who's not giving promotions to black women and black men because they're black. These people served their country for years. He's not going to promote them to general staff because they're black. They're black women and black men. They got open races as head of the military right now under Trump, no good, dead ridden ass, right? Openly racist. By the Congress, yes. Hey, you didn't promote these people. They're for promotion. Well, I didn't think they deserve it. Blah blah blah. From some moron who wasn't even in the real military, but they got him in it because he's racist. But if you guys been in the military, you guys actually don't let your kids go. I got one of my sons in there. I tried to get him not to go, but 18, they're grown. They can do what they want to do. No matter what you can do. All my other sons like, hell no, but he was the one, I want to go travel. I want to do what you did and all that old dumb shit. And I ain't gonna lie, he's been in it for like, what, 13 years now? He's like 31. He's been in like for 13 years or something crazy. I don't even hear from that crazy motherfucker. That's one son. You guys ever got one child that's weird? Well, I do. I don't even hear from his ass. I think I heard from his ass like 8 years ago. He said, hey, Dad, I'm in Japan. I'm like, huh? Japan? All right. So that's how, it wasn't a bad relationship with me and him. He's just weird. Like my other son. He's just like that. Anthony just like that, Dad. He's weird. So, oh shit, did we lose Joby? Yeah, we lost Joby. Wait for Joby to come back. I wonder if the lights went off over there. Okay, guys, give me a second. Let me see if the lights went off. Oh, give me a second. I got no connection, guys. I think the lights went off over there and shit. I think the lights then went off in Kenya. I see no. I put on the damn security camera and it's off. So, when your whole camera goes off, it means the lights gone off with no internet. you know, sometimes living in Africa, I tell you, lights just go off on your ass. Listen. You guys give me a second. Maybe 1 second, fam. Hey, Rick, Rick was in it. Rick got me about 10 years. Hey, Rick, how bad was it when you was in the military after the Navy? Was the racism had to be worse than when I was in there. I don't think it got no better. But I've been in the Marine Corps. That racism was palpable. I've heard the same in every other service group. People say the same thing. I don't know if it's as bad or it's worse, but I wouldn't advise anybody. Excuse me. Ooh, that soda's hot. Yes, but then your kids in the military, okay? Yeah, and they're growing up around military base. I got you. Ooh, excuse me, guys, I'm hot. So I would never advise. I try to get all my kids not to join, but like I said, I failed one. One still came, still wanted to go. And him being kind of weird, I never asked him, what's his experience? Has he experienced any racism or not? So the conversations never get that deep with that one at all. What's going on, Joe Mosquito? So the conversations never get that deep with that one at all. But I don't think Joby's gonna make it back. I think that's a wrap. I don't think the lights are gonna come back up with Joby, guys. So what were we talking about? Oh, let me pivot to the Iran war. Since Joby's gone, I got no way to show the video, so I'm on my phone. Let me pivot to the Iran war and bring that up. What's actually happening, geopolitically right now. So, right now, family, you guys don't know. You had the moron in chief threatening Iran again with more devastation. But the simple fact is, I told you, we've already lost this war. We don't have the military capabilities to do anything to Iran. So it's just bluster. And since all our media is owned and controlled by a certain group of people, and you know who they are, so the American people are getting nothing but propaganda 24/7, 7 days a week. And so the dirty secret is Iran has already made the dictate to the Middle East and the rest of the world. If any of its key infrastructure is bombed or destroyed, they're going to wipe out these countries. See, that's why you can't make a move. So you guys know Saudi Arabia and other countries came to him, begged them, please, not to go along with this. Israel's already ready to go. Israel said, we're ready to go strike ready. Because remember, this is all these wars that we've had over the last 26 years has been because of Israel. And they're locking control of our country. They're locking control of our Congress, lock, stock, and barrel. Make no mistake of this. That's why they see the world is The opinion is changing America, that people starting to wake up and know this, and they're trying to merge their military with our military. So we can't even get rid of their ass. Because this war is another war for Israel because of the Greater Israel Project that they're trying to steal all these people's land. That's why you ever thought, why are they the only people that get to commit genocide in Palestine? Everybody pretend like it's not. They've killed over 100,000 people. They keep trying to give you low numbers, 80,000. That's a lie. That's a lie. They've G-sided all these old people talking about some October 7th, 2023. Why they got the right to go in. Remember, that land was Palestinian land, not theirs. These are Ashkenazim. So that's what we're talking about, right? So that's what we're talking about. These people being Ashkenazim. And so these people have been Ashkenazim. So they have no relationship to that land at all. And that's the scam they've been doing for the last 200, 300 years. And now they're finally getting called out on that scam, right? I would have had Joby play Professor Morandi on Pierce Morgan's goofy show saying that very same thing and telling the truth. And one of the Jewish individuals, that big Epstein lawyer, what's his name? What was Epstein lawyer's name? That guy been all these controversial verdicts. Dershowitz. That's the Dershowitz, no good ass. Right? Said you're Ashkenazim, you're European. He says, oh, yo, no, we got a lot of people from Morocco. From Morocco, we got Moroccan Jews. They don't run the country. You people from Poland, Ukraine, who converted to the religion. You're converts. So all this stuff about you supposed to be getting rid of Edom and all these religious texts has nothing to do with you people. Nothing to do with you people. You people are converts to a religion. Well, that's good or bad. I've got no problem with you converting to a religion. That's your choice. I got no problem with it, but you don't get to say you're the original people because you're not. So none of these damn ancient so-called prophecies have nothing to do with you people. Nothing. Nothing to do with you people. You people converted to a religion. You're not the original people there. And neither are these Palestinians, these white people there too. These are all invaders. The original Palestinians are black. The original Jews are black. All this area was a black area, period. And I don't give a damn who don't like it. These people cosplaying black people is what you've got. Invaders. Now, you got Arabs, white Arabs calling themselves Arabs. They're not Arabs. They're cosplaying an Arab. Original Arabs are black. Original Palestinians are black. The original Jews are black, whether they like it or not. These are just facts. We just be unapologetic about it. Damn who gets upset about it. These are facts. Lies, they've been telling us a lie after lie after lie. So anyway, so you got the moron in chief who is a puppet of Israel. Everybody knows there's no more secret. No one can say that America's not a puppet of the Israeli state because everybody sees it now. It's in your face, unless you're a moron. That America is a puppet state of Israel because of the Rothschild family who runs this fake banking scam. So, but the dirty secret is, guys, if he goes and bombs Iran, right? The reason why he didn't do it, I'm gonna bomb him. I'm gonna bomb him back to store. I'm gonna bomb him again. All this fake bomb stuff he keeps talking, but he never does, right? All this bomb, I'm gonna bomb him. I'm gonna bomb him, right? He can't bomb and bomb and bomb and bomb him, right? The reason why he can't bomb and bomb and bomb him, the reason he can't bomb and bomb and bomb them is because, hold on, guys, give me a sec. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Okay. Hey, it's 30 of you guys in there. Hit the like button. You're never going to let us get a big audience no more. I tell you. It's crazy. So, the reason why, you guys don't know, Iran has the world economy by a chokehold because they control the Strait of Hormuz. And so the dirty little secret is now, since now they control the Strait of Hormuz, it means no oil flow. Okay, you see me? That's what's up. No oil flows in and out of there, without their approval. And so, since America being this evil empire, no matter they didn't want to allow that, and they were trying to do something militarily to overthrow that. But see, these morons, they were bombing Iran for Israel because they wanted Iran to be a failed state. Like, if you guys don't know, that's why we went to Libya. That's why we went to Afghanistan. That's why we went to Iraq and Syria. These are all Israeli wars to make sure that these things, to make sure these countries are all going to be broken apart or failed states. Right? They're going to be failed states so they can do the Greater Israel Project. Right? And see, the dirty secret is, what you guys understand is clearly, the secret and the foulness is behind this. When America was attacking Iraq really didn't have the military capability to fight us back, right? You have the capability. Libya did not have the capability to really fight us back. Afghanistan didn't have the military capability to fight us back, right? They didn't have the capability to fight us back. Syria stayed on, tried to fight a little bit, but really didn't have the capability to fight the American government back, the American military. But see, what's really effing these morons up is that Iran has the military capability not to be bombed and have the actual ability to fight back and destroy their ass. See, that's what's really fucking them up. That's what really got their mind messed up. The Iran has the capability to punch them in the nose and knock them out. See, that's the cognitive dissonance that America is dealing with now, and the goofy general. Remember, all our generals are morons. So everybody understands it. Because when you get promoted in the American military, it is nothing but yes men. The people that fight the system or buck the system, they don't get promoted or they get drummed out, especially as an officer. So most of our generals are idiots. So shout out to the rest of the generals from Russia to Iran and everybody else calling them that. They're morons. They're idiots. Right? They're stupid. They're morons. So even though they told him not to do what he's doing, right? They told him, no, don't do this, that this would be stupid. And we didn't have the capability, and they would likely shut down the Strait of Hormuz. They told this moron that. Remember, he's an Israeli puppet. Doesn't matter. He's an Israeli puppet. And he's going to do their bidding because they don't care about the world going into economic catastrophe. That's not what they're concerned about. They're concerned about Greater Israel. That's their number one concern, is Greater Israel. What can we do for Israel, and how we're going to do it, right? That's their main concern. They don't care about the global economy falling apart. America's, like I told you, if this happens, America's done. The dollar is done, but they don't care about that. They care about making this fake Greater Israel shit where they steal half of Egypt. They still half of Jordan, majority of Jordan, most of Saudi Arabia, most of Syria, and half of Iraq, right? So, with Trump talking all this stupid stuff, especially on their fake TV, we know who owns all the TV. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Well, the Iranians already know there's nothing he can do, right? Nothing he can do because they can strike back and destroy all the facilities in the Gulf, all of it. And I'm telling you, they're openly talking about it. They've already told you that we can destroy Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia is a fake country. As they said, like I told you guys, is named after the house of Saud. That can't be. How can a country be named after a last name of a puppet family put in there by the British? So they're openly saying it. What I'm saying, these are all fake countries. The Emirates, fake country. Qatar, Bahrain, they're all fake countries. They're all fake. So they're saying, we'll just wipe them all out. They said we're going to hit the desalination, like I told you they would, and then we're going to destroy all the oil fields. And as a country, they will cease to exist. See, that's the new scheme, the new thing on the block, that Iran has the capability of doing that. And ain't nothing they can do to stop it. Iran has that capability to wipe them out. What's this calling? I don't know who that is. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. Shit, phone calls coming. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. My phone, I might have to go out and come back in. Let me know if you guys can hear me or not. Is it clear? Am I low or am I audible? You guys let me know. So you guys let me know if I'm audible. Okay. All right. I'm good. Okay, cool. Thanks, Jibba Jab. So what the UA government doesn't want to, these fake propagandist ass media don't want to tell you that Iran holds all the cards, right? So there's no targets to hit in Iran anymore. There are no targets which they can blow up in Iran to actually change the regime or destroy the country. They can't do a land invasion. They don't got enough people. Iran is a country 90 million strong and huge, 3 times the size of Texas. So it's a huge country. And so that's not going to work. And so now, if they decide to do this and blow up Iran's critical infrastructure, they're going to wipe out everybody. Everybody in the Gulf is gone. So that means the American dollar, what you guys are listening, American dollar is pegged to what? The oil of Saudi Arabia. That's over. Not only will you destroy the U.S. dollar, that's for certain. That's a wrap. The hegemony of the U.S. dollar will be done instantly. Okay, you got that. Then also you got a decrease in the oil that's going to be on the world market. That's going to raise the price of everything, because oil makes everything, right? Everything is made through oil products, not just your fuel, your diesel, your jet fuel, medicines, all kind of things are made from oil-based products, fertilizers, all that stuff. So now you're talking about taking the world into famine. Famine. So with 8 billion people on the planet, you're not able to produce enough fertilizer to grow crops. You're talking about famines globally. So I'm sure this moron has been told this. Remember, his Israeli handlers don't care about none of this. This idiot has been told this. You're going to have famine. The U.S. economy is going to collapse. That's the end. Ain't going to be no U.S. military nowhere, no more, ever. That's a wrap. He's been told, this moron is being told this. And you won't be able to stop Iran destroying these countries. I'm trying to tell you, these countries will not exist. Because remember, even though their main export is oil, these countries are not able to produce water. And since these are nothing but deserts, Saudi Arabia is a desert. The UAE is a desert. Qatar, these are desert places. So they have to import all their food. So they won't be able to get food because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, and now you got the Houthis cutting off the Red Sea is closed, right? So no matter what, these white people go crazy. Oh, we gotta bomb Iran, we gotta kill them, we gotta kill, and all this other nonsense, right? We got to kill, but that'll put the world in famine. The economy is going to collapse. He's talking about Mad Max. This moron has been told this. That's why, of course, he's going to go down as the worst president in history. He doesn't want that because he's an egomaniacal maniac. He doesn't want that. Remember, he's he's a narcissistical maniac. And so everything, the world economy will collapse. That's how strong a position Iran has. Iran knows it. Iran said, we're not making no deal. We're not. He said, Iran wants to make a deal. Iran wants to make a deal. They calling me. They wants to make a deal. Iran's not calling for no deals. They're calling them to say anything to them. Right? Iran wants to make a deal. Iran make a deal. All of those dumb shit. Iran said, we're not even talking to them. And they're not. And why would they? Why would they talk to them? You know? Why would they talk to them? Every time they talk to them, they try to obfuscate the agreement that they made. Remember 2 months ago when they had the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding? They violated that. America violated that. They try to say, oh, Iran violated the agreement. Iran didn't violate anything. You violated the agreement. But they just lie on Fox, lie on CNN, lie on all these fake propagandist news organizations. America doesn't want to accept that they lost this war and they're going to have to capitulate the Strait of Hormuz, and then they're going to have to pay these people their money. Oh, you're all the white meat. Oh, you're going to give them billions of dollars that belong to them, that you stole from them, from their bank accounts. You stole that money. They're saying you're going to release our funds, and now, remember they said at first they gave them a chance to release it with a little bit of time. Now, in order for them to sign an agreement, say we're not signing shit until you give us all our money. Release our funds. See, so Iran holds all the cards. So the idea they're bombing them, and also you guys got to know also that what America's out of missiles. First, we don't have the critical minerals that we need because China banned us from those critical minerals that make those missiles. And then we don't have the manufacturing capacity to make enough missiles in time. I think the Patriot missile we make 50 a year. That we might make 50 or 60 a year. And they're firing 50 and 60 a week. so do the math. That ain't gonna work. So not only does America not have the manufacturing capability to make enough of these, and remember, these missiles don't even work, they're garbage. See, the dirty secret with this war, America has been exposed as a paper tiger. None of these fake missiles, the THAAD, the Patriot, it's all garbage. They don't work. They can't intercept shit. They don't work. They're garbage. See, not only do they don't produce enough of them, they're garbage. And the rest of the world is seen it. Like I told you, I said they shouldn't do this because you're going to be seen as a fake superpower. I said this. And like people say the same thing I said. People now losing the fear of America because they can see that it's all bluster. It's all fake. It's all phony. Your systems don't even work. And now that China has banned them from critical minerals, right? Banned them from the critical minerals, they can't even make the shit. Let alone we don't have enough manufacturing girth to design it. We don't have the materials. So this is what so Iran knows us. So the idea Iran's going to run back to any negotiating table is idiotic. Run back to a negotiating table for what? For what? We're not negotiating nothing first of all to release our billions of dollars that you owe us. That all your military is out of the area for good. Every base from Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi, Jordan, the UAE, all of it. We want it boxed up and also Iraq. We want it boxed up and out of here. And then America can do, they can't defend it. And but they can't see with Iraq, they can punch somebody in the mouth, and nothing will happen. They can punch Libya in the mouth, nothing happened. Punch Syria in the mouth for like 5 years till lies, chemical gas when it was them doing it. All these fake terrorists of them. See, the world knows that. All the fake terrorists are the Mossad and the CIA. Your fake ISIS, your Al-Qaeda's, your Al-Shabaab's, your whatever these goofy terrorist groups name. They're them. They're them. So the scam is up. The idea is they're fighting terrorists that they created. And you've been hearing this since you were a kid like me. Iran is the #1 leader of organized terror on the planet. Is a lie. Is a lie. You've been hearing this propaganda from the Jewish-owned media for goddamn 50 years now, 40 years, since 1979. Israel's the #1 funder of terrorism on the planet. He said, okay, what terrorism are they funding? What groups? And all the groups, they're funding are people trying to fight not to be murdered. Look at Hamas. Oh, Hamas was created so they wouldn't kill them in Palestine and Gaza. Look at Gaza now. How much did Hamas save the Palestinians in Gaza? But that's the terrorist group. Or and I got no love for none of these racist bastards. The Lebanese, right? The Lebanese with the Hamas. I mean, not Hamas, but Hezbollah. Now, all these groups were created as a counterweight to Israeli terrorism. Them coming in, murdering people, and stealing land. Because remember, this is all about the Greater Israel Project. They've been going in, murdering people, stealing their land, and calling them terrorists. They let me go in my house, go to your house, smacking you in the head, taking your shit, then calling you a terrorist for fighting back. How dare you, jibber jabber, not give me your home and not submit and me stealing your house? You're a no good, dirty terrorist. Right? You're a terrorist, right? And since they own all the media, these same people, this is the fake narrative we've been given over and over again. The nonsense, the lies, the propagandic ass lies we've been given. Not to call something a G-side when it's right in front of our face. Right? But Iran is the #1 thing of terrorism on the planet. They keep telling. They was drumming you in that head for 40 years with that mess. And it's an absolute lie. Absolute lie. And all their fake media keep saying the same lie over and over again. But it ain't no fun. You guys know when the rabbit got the gun, they want to completely destroy Iran, but Iran's able to defend itself. And for these psychopaths, how dare they got the right to defend themselves? Remember, you're supposed to just be bombed, give up your resources, and create a failed state. What's Libya today? Libya, before they destroyed it, was a state that worked, free health care, free all this other stuff, a beautiful country. Now it's a failed state, doesn't work. And all the oil is being stolen. Iraq, even though Saddam was a tyrant, Iraq worked. Iraq had free health care, modern country. What's Iraq today? A failed state. And all the oil assets go what? Right back to the same people talking that terrorism shit. These are facts. All their oil wealth goes back to white people. Talking about making people free nonsense. That same scam they do. And the poppy fields of Afghanistan, that was for the poppy fields. That's why they had the military up in there guarding poppies, opium. About no terrorism, nothing. So the scam, the propaganda scam is that they fighting the war on terror, And if you don't know, you should know, you know by now that 9/11 was an inside job. You're not that stupid anymore. Most people, no matter what. So let's say you don't know who did it. We don't know who did it, but we know it wasn't. We know it's not the talking points we were given. We know it was no Saudis, from Saudi Arabia who didn't know how to fly planes, who flew them in the buildings, all that cartoonish explanation that we got. We know that's a lie. We know that. We know that's an absolute lie, right? So, reason why Trump won't bomb Iran, and he won't do it, because that's the end of white people's hegemony. Remember, there's no more white countries to take America's place. See, they can always have a country fall and another white supremacist, savage-ass country rise up. Like I told you, first it was the Portuguese. They rose and fell. Then you had the Spanish. They rose and fell. But you always had another white country to take its place the last 500 years. The Spanish fell. When the Spanish fell, you had the Netherlands, the Danish. They rose up. Now them you had England. No, about France. France next, and then England. Then when England fell, finally in the early parts of the 20th century, you had America take its place. There's no white country now to take these savages' place. See, this is the dirty secret too. They all know everything I'm telling you. They know. So the dirty secret is there's no more savage white people to take over the reins of power on the globe, on the world stage. Here's the real secret that goes on right now. There's no more world white power to take over the world's leading power on the planet. And when America falls, there's a wrap with these white people. They understand this. They're scared to death. They understand this. They understand this. And so, and like I said, Trump has been told all this, even though he's a moron. He's been told all this, the truth. This is a wrap. You go and bomb hold on, let me see. I'm not sure. You go ahead bomb Iran. Also, I want you guys to know this too. Before I forget to put this, you know, the majority of the Middle East wealth props up our fake stock market. You guys look this up with their sovereign wealth fund. UAE, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. The majority of their profits for protection. See, this scam works like this. See, when they set up these fake puppet states, these fake Arab states, they're all fake. And they were making a deal with the petrodollar. They had to take a portion of that money and reinvest it back in America. So they had to put their money into the stock market, right? And they had to buy all these fake-ass military weapons. That's the military-industrial complex. Not only they had to buy these weapons that they found don't work, they can't defend them against against Iran. That's why they're scared, right? These fake weapons that America gave them can't defend them against Iran. So they know that now. That's a known thing now, right? So they buy these overpriced, bogus ass weapons that don't work for billions of dollars. And then they had to prop up America's economy by putting their money into the stock market. So like I told you, right now the stock market is suffering because those dollars are not being made because they can't ship their oil out of the Strait of Hormuz or now the Red Sea. So it's having an effect on the economy right now. Now, like I said, so imagine this. I want you to tie everything in so it's understanding, right? So America, let's say Trump is stupid. He follows his Israeli his Jewish masters, right? This puppet ass, this puppet ass shitting on himself moron, right? Always went around with a bag of shit on his ass, his dookie booty. So old dookie booty decides to do what his Jewish masters want, his Israeli masters want, right? And he decides to go do what his Israeli masters want and just says, fuck it, because he's almost dead. He's going to be dead soon. I don't think Trump's going to last. To me, Trump looks sick as hell. I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the end of his term. But if he does, I'll be pleasantly surprised, right? I don't think he's going to make it to the end of the term. But if he does, he does. But so if I say, man, you're going to be dead soon, you might as well give us what you want. But I'll go down as the worst president ever. That don't matter. But you'll make Israel happy. You'll do what Israel wanted. Right? Right? So that's why you see him. They keep calling him. He's Taco. You know, it's the Taco Tuesday. Taco this, taco. He's folding, right? Because somebody's told him these are the repercussions if you decide to be stupid and launch this attack against Iran. Iran's already told them we're not gonna spare Israel. We're gonna wipe Israel ass out. Because we know Israel's behind this, and Israel's trying to play the game that they weren't in it no more. Iran said we're gonna wipe their ass out too. We're gonna wipe their ass out too. That's why Israel said, well, okay, we're gonna join in. We're gonna join in now. But the fact is they're dealing with a country that now can fight back. That's the secret. They're dealing with a country now that can defend itself and can fight back. And there's nothing they can do. They can't take the Strait of Hormuz from Iran. Nothing they can do. So imagine white supremacy has always been winning in the world. You shape the world with your white evil, your white evil dictates. And now you're finding that your white evil dictates don't work anymore. It's nothing you cannot force your will on these people. So imagine the white, savage, psychopathic mind when it comes to that reality that it can't force its will on the people. What does it do? What does the white psychopathic mind do? Starts to break down, goes crazy. That's why his own country won't let him just capitulate and say, okay, we claim victory and that's it. And we're done. We won. Just say something stupid like that. Because his Jewish handlers won't let him. His Jewish handlers who run this country won't let him. Who control everybody knows this now. So there's no more secret. Everybody knows. This is known. So no secret. No more allegedly. Who controls the Congress? This is known. You know, Israel, as Thomas Massey, who they defeated this year, told you every congressman and senator has a Jewish Israeli handler. Every last one of them. Can you imagine this? You're supposed to be an American congressman or senator, and every one of them has a Jewish handler. Every last one of them. They're to do whatever Israel wants to do when they're told to do it. You know, if you say this somehow, you're supposed to be anti-Semitic. I don't hate nobody. I don't hate no Jews. But you hate them. That word. That word don't even work. That fake anti-Semitic shit. That don't even work no more. That fake ass word. You know, either it's real or it's not. We know every congressperson has a Jewish handler. That's a fact. It's not make believe. It's not hyperbole. We know they're trying to. They had a bill to merge. I don't got you, but you guys look this up for yourself. There's a bill they want to pass, whether it's passed, they want to merge the military because America's waking up and realize we've been taken over by Israel. These are facts. Certain states, you can't get a job unless you pledge to Israel. Why the fuck am I pledging to Israel to get a job in Texas? What sense does this make? And municipalities and small towns have to pay half their taxes. You guys know that? You got municipalities in America that's paying taxes to Israel. Did y'all even know this? Is this anti-Semitic me telling you? These are facts. You got certain municipalities, their tax dollars go to Israel. Can you imagine this crazy shit? Doesn't go to improve the road, get new damn police cars or anything for the municipality. It goes straight to the Israeli coffers. A lady in Texas found out about her small town, and it's all over the country. This is so wicked, so embedded, so sinister. So now they're trying to merge our military with them and say they demand all our military secrets, and we go fight and die for their ass, for their goofy ass wars. But this gonna cause a civil war in this country, because people are not gonna want to go die and fight for no damn Israel. That ain't gonna work. People are not gonna go die for Israel. I'm not gonna fight no I'm not sending my babies to go fight no damn Iran or no Israel for people that never done no wrong to me. Why am I fighting Iran? For what? Oh, because some fake shit you put up, the number one sponsor of terrorists, which is nonsensical. And like I said, you guys get ready for another false flag because they're losing. They can't win. So they need to what? Galvanize the American people like that 9/11 bullshit. See, without 9/11, they couldn't go into Iraq and Afghanistan and start these fake wars fighting against terrorism. The fake terrorism, they call it, that they created. So they're going to need another 9/11, another false flag to galvanize the American people to go fight for shit that has nothing to do with them. So get ready, because they can't win, and they got no support for this war against Iran. I think it's like 69% of the American people are against this war. So they need something to galvanize the American people with some propaganda. Oh, the Iranians came and blew up a power station. It was Iranians. So you'll want to go fight Iran for Israel. But that shit ain't going to work this time. There's too many people know what the hell's going on. That propagandist ass shit ain't going to work. So they're not going to be able to pull that card. It's not going to work no more. You know, you're not going to be able to pull that card no more. You might as well put that card back in the deck and try and play another hand, because that bullshit ain't going to work no more. People are going to know it's a false flag. Who's behind it? And like I said, if the global economy collapsed because of this, everybody knows it's whose fault. So that's going to be a problem for their ass as well. If they go along with this war and bomb Iran's critical infrastructure, like its power, its hospitals, its nuclear plants and other plants, its critical infrastructure, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. The Middle East will cease to exist. As far Saudi Arabia will exist no more. UAE, Abu Dhabi, all that shit will exist no more. See, Trump has been told this. And Iran is not an empty threat. Iran has the capability to do it. Because remember, these are deserts. You take out the desalination where they get water from, it's a wrap. See, water's worth more than oil over there as far as them being able to sustain a civilization. Of course, they sell the oil and the gas and the liquid gas. Those are commodities to be sold, but water is precious for that civilization to exist and to thrive. Now, when Iran goes blowing up all your desalination, you're in a desert. They don't have any water supplies. That's a wrap. And like Iran told you, these fake puppet kingdoms that they created, the people hate their ass because they're wicked as shit. These debaucherous ass fake kingdoms, Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, the Emirates, Qatar. Remember the brutal dictatorships, and the people hate their ass. So if there ain't no water, first thing they're gonna do is go kill them. They won't exist. They won't survive. But the countries at that time would be null and void, and those people were spread out to go somewhere because those countries will not be able to function. First, and plus they're going to be broke because the oil producing that they have is going to be wiped out. All the refineries are going to be blown the fuck up. All of them. Remember, if you guys seen, go look this up. Iran already put out a list of all the ones they're going to hit. That's all of them. They put out a list and named them. We're going to blow all of them off the face of the earth. So, if you guys didn't know, these places are rich now because of the oil and gas. Now they're going, but before they were impoverished because it's a desert. So they're going to go back into poverty. But no one's going to be able to live there because there's not going to be any drinkable water, right? There's not going to be any drinkable water, so they're going to go back into poverty. And so with poverty comes revolution because these people at the top are all puppets and debauchers. So they're all going to be unalive. See, this is all known. This is like Keith said, this has been known. These fake leaders, this fake Prince of Saudi and all these fake emirs, They're all going to be unalive. And so they went to Trump to beg, I don't care what Israel say, hey, don't do it, don't do it. We're going to be wiped out the earth. We're going to be wiped out. That's what they told this moron. Don't do it. We're going to be wiped out. Iran already told you. We're going to wipe them out. We're going to wipe their ass out. Period. And America can't do nothing to stop it. Ain't that funny? This white superpower can't do nothing to stop Iran from wiping these countries off the face of the earth. That's a fact. Kuwait will be gone. They're going to wipe them out. Saudi Arabia needs to be wiped out. You're going to wipe it out. Evil ass, fucking racist ass place. Wipe that shit out. And I'm going to be upset because it's going to destroy us here. Our economy, we're going to be in some trouble. But if they wipe them out, so what? We're going to be in some real pain. I don't want to feel that kind of pain, but read some of you guys' things. Read some guys' comment. We said, Jason, I think old Joe Biden is dead somewhere. And other clone, I don't know. I haven't seen Joe Biden at all in 2 years. Mm-hmm. Trump tried to use going to bomb the Sahel. Talk, oh yeah, somebody's gonna bomb the Sahel. Yeah, he said he's gonna bomb Mali. Saving Africa, but yeah, that's not gonna work either. America's a declining power, right? We're declining power. So, and that's what they're afraid of. For the first time in 500 years, there will be no white superpower on the planet. And that's what scares us. See all the wicked and evil shit these people done and no accountability. They're scared that something's coming back on them. Because they've been doing that for stealing and robbing and killing. You know, you remember, go back to the first, even last year, but let's go back to earlier this year, right? When they first bombed Iran. They were talking all this shit, that crazy shit they were talking. Oh, this is glorious. We bombed the hell out of Iran. See, they didn't know Iran could still fight them back yet, right? It was a little bit in 2025. But they didn't see how significant Iran's military prowess was. They didn't understand that they were actually fighting a rival that could match their military prowess, right? They didn't realize that. So in the beginning, remember, Trump was just talking recklessly crazy. Yeah, we bomb them, we'll kill them. They don't do what I tell them to do, we're going to bomb them some more. I want unconditional surrender. Remember, that's how white people talk when they think you can't fight them back. The savage, their real savage nature comes out of them. You remember Trump was out there talking that savage shit? I'm going to buy, if they don't surrender and surrender their assholes to me, we're going to bomb them some more and kill them, and they'll do what they're told to do. And they're unconditional surrender. Remember he's talking all crazy because they thought there was going to be no pushback. They was going to be able to bomb Iran and get what they want, steal the oil and break the country up, right? While they talk that fake ass propaganda. We're freeing their people. Remember they always remember this, the scam there was you. You guys remember this? Go look up everything, right? They come with we're freeing their people. We're freeing their people from tyranny. Ain't that what they told you about Gaddafi? They're freeing their people from tyranny with Gaddafi. Isn't that what they told you they were doing with Iraq? We're freeing the people from tyranny. Told you that about Afghanistan. We're freeing the people from tyranny. Told you that about Syria. We're freeing the people from tyranny. It's the same old scam, right? Freeing everybody's people from tyranny scam, right? And then, after they free them, supposedly, right, all their resources are gone, and the country is in shambles. The countries don't work, right? They free them from tyranny. It's always worse off, right? The scam. Look at that. And let's go through the numbers. Let's go through Libya. Libya is a failed state, don't work. People murdered, killed, and they're impoverished. Libya was a rich country before they freed them from tyranny and bringing them freedom. Iraq. Iraq was another rich country. Excellent. Excuse me. Excellent infrastructure, nice hospital, nice everything. Iraq was a modern country. Now look at that. Oh, Iraq's all messed up, all destroyed as a failed state, but they brought them freedom. Remember, it's the same scam. Same scam they do. Freedom, we bring them freedom, and we're getting tyranny out of there. Yeah. Same scam, because white people can't think of nothing new. It's the same scam. Same thing talking about Afghanistan. We got to bring them freedom and stop the tyranny. Afghanistan was already a failed state, but it's even worse today, right? It don't work. Don't nothing work in Afghanistan. It's a completely failed state. Syria was an amazingly modern country. If you go back, you guys go look at old videos of Syria from the 1980s, 1970s. Pretty modern country. Now it's all destroyed. It's all wrecked. It's all in ruin. But we got them freedom. They got freedom so much that they put an old ISIS, Al-Qaeda, as head of state. Remember, because the scam is up. Everybody knows that they're ISIS and Al-Qaeda. That scam don't work no more. So they don't even care. So they made the president of Syria who was the head of ISIS. They were supposedly fighting a terror group, right? They're supposedly fighting this terrorism group, but now the head of Syria is ISIS. That scam work. And remember, none of these terrorist groups ever attacked Israel or America. Isn't that funny? None of these terrorist groups, terrorism, none of them have ever went to go fight Israel. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that astonishing? That ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, all these goopy terrorist groups, these made-up groups they make, they never go to war against Israel. And they always seem to match Israeli goals. Isn't that funny? They always seem to they reach Israeli objectives. Isn't that odd? Isn't that weird? They always meet Israeli objectives. Something seems suspicious about that. Israel wanted to get rid of Libya. It's all bombed and destroyed, but they didn't come after Israel. Israel wanted to get rid of Iraq. It's all bombed out and destroyed. And I think all they hear is you can go look and see who controls Libyan's oil. It ain't the Libyans. You can go look and see who controls Iraqi oil. It ain't the Iraqis. How much you want to bet it's the West that controls these people's oil and their money? How much you want to bet? Since they got them freedom, we're fighting freedom. Right? We're fighting for freedom. So this is the same scam you hear in the news about Iran. We got to free the people and bring them freedom. Ain't that what you hear? Iran has got to be free. And you seen the majority of Iranians a couple of weeks ago go to that funeral, if you're not on the mainstream media, and the millions for the leader that they murdered, right? But they murdered their leader, and it was at least, I think it was like 50 million in the streets all around Iran. The biggest funeral in history, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, right? But of course, you want to free them from that. They got to bring freedom to them. They got to be free. They got to free. So whenever they tell me they got to free some people, that means they got to free you of your shit. They got to steal your resources, destroy the country, so Israel can have failed states that they can control and eventually take over and steal the land. That's the kind of freedom they're talking about. So freedom, we got to bring Iranians freedom. So you've been hearing this con scam forever, right? You guys can. Yeah, whole civilization that never be brought back again. I don't want that to happen. Yeah, but it probably will. I don't know. Oh yeah, April 26th. Oh yeah, when he said that, Yeah. So yeah, because if it hits the oil, Jiraki, if it hits the oil and everything else, that's a wrap. That's the critical infrastructure. They're gonna wipe out the Middle East. They've already made that plain. See, with them wiping out the Middle East, that's a wrap. The whole world economy goes under. Not just us. China goes under too. We're talking about the world economy. China becomes it's a wrap for all of us for a while. It's a wrap. The way the system is designed, the way the global, everything is connected. So this will destroy that connection, and so it'll become hand to mouth everywhere on the planet. There will be open famines, open wars, power plays, people being overthrown, especially in the Middle East. The Middle East is based on oil money. None of that money's been made. Their own people hate them. See, these are fake puppet kingdoms. And in fact, and that's how you know you don't give about shit about no freedom. These Middle East countries are the most debaucherous, evil, wicked shit on the planet. They have open slavery over there. They treat people like garbage. They have they sex trafficking women. But the world turns a blind eye because, especially America and the West, because they get money from that region. And it's funny, they never tell that region to have elections. They scream at Africa about the Sahel states. Oh, you got to have elections. Oh, you can't be in there. When you ever heard them tell Saudi Arabia to have an election? Never. When you hear them to tell Kuwait to have an election? Never. When have you ever heard them tell the UAE to have an election? Never. Qatar? Never. Oman? Never. Bahrain? Never. So none of these fake puppet states that they created with these phony kingdoms, you've never heard them. You never heard the EU, the UA, the UN. None of them say, "Oh, we got to have elections in these countries." You ain't never heard that ever. You ain't never heard none of these nations say we got to hold fair and equal elections in the Middle East. The only one that holds elections is what they call, it's a state ruled by crazy mullahs. The only ones that have elections in that region is Iran. That's it. Isn't that funny? But Iran has got the crazy mullahs, the crazy religious nuts. These crazy religious nuts over there. They're nuts. I tell you, they hold elections. And they're crazy, the crazy mullahs and the regime. So remember, whenever they want to come at you, they call someone a regime. Understand the fake wordplay they use. When you're a puppet country, they say you're a democracy, or they say, "Oh, you're a kingdom, the Saudi kingdom." They won't call the Saudi Arabia regime, which it is. Then they say, "Oh, the Saudi kingdom, the UAE kingdom," as if them people want to be ruled by those puppets that they put in there 70 years ago. All these puppet ass bastards that they put in there. They don't say nothing about it because, why? Because they control it and they send money upward. Because they get money from that community. They don't care about no damn elections, and they don't give a damn about no freedom. That's for the morons in the cheap seats in the back. They could care less about any freedom. But you hear them in Africa, "Oh, when is Ibn Touré and Niger and Mali going to hold an election? What are you doing? So we can put one of our puppets in there and steal your shit. We might have to do military actions in there." Because that's the only country that actually got free of their system. You know, screaming and hollering about elections and shit. You ain't never heard them hollering no elections in the Middle East? Never, not once. Heard any of these governments from England, France, Germany, none of the EU, European Union members, have said anything about the Middle East being dictatorship and fake kingdoms that they created. They created these fake kingdoms and put these fake people in power, call them kings. So they can what? All they are is managers of white people shit. They're managers of white people shit is what they are. They get to manage white people shit. That's what they do. So they get to pretend to be a king and be a manager of white people shit. That's what they do. I'm king so-and-so. I'm king this. I'm king that. Got a whole fake country named after one of these fake families. Saudi, the House of Saud. But you know it's a fake country. Did the people voted to call the country Saudi Arabia? Who voted for that shit? Oh, nobody. And the people that live in Saudi Arabia hate their ass. That's the dirty secret. The people of Saudi Arabia hate that fake kingdom because they control and rule everything. And they're the ones who've been pushing that Wahhabi bullshit out to the rest of Africa to destabilize Africa with that Wahhabi Islam, whatever that shit's called. What's that shit called? They know it's by another name. What's that goofy Islamic shit called? That Saudi Arabia has people learn that shit. They go back and destabilize the rest of Africa as they steal. Sharia, that Sharia law shit. That old extremist ass Islam nonsense that the Arabs have been using to steal gold and minerals out of Africa. See, it's no accident that Dubai is the #1 seller of gold. There's no gold in the desert of Dubai. So how the hell does Dubai be the #1 gold seller in the world? Because pushing that Sharia shit in Africa, destabilizing African countries and steal wealth and destabilize like they do. They got Sudan all fucked up. They got the Sahel all fucked up, right? Because all those terrorist groups in Africa are sponsored by the West, sponsored by America, France, England, the EU, the European Union. See, that's the dirty little secret. The scammers out. All that fake terror. We're fighting terrorism. The terrorists are them. Remember, see, you would think people would already figure this out a long time ago, but we've been so propagandized. You ask yourself, who controls the economic financial system globally? Ask yourself that question. Who controls the financial system globally? You already know who does, because remember, there's a certain group of people that always can debank people. See, not just Kanye West has been debanked. So there can't be no terrorism having money shipped to them because they don't got no jobs. Where they get money for the weapons to buy and the motorcycles and all the equipment? Where the money come from? Who controls the economic system to flow this money back and forth? Just logical questions. Where's the money come from? How does the money move? Who's moving the money? What systems are moving this money to fund these so-called terrorists? Easy questions. And then when you go back, you know who runs the money system? It's called SWIFT. And you know it's the cats with the motherfucking hats. And no one can move money without them knowing. That's why I told you, no such thing as a drug cartel. You're not running no drugs on this planet without the CIA, MI6, or Mossad behind this shit. Because you got a little problem with moving the money through banks. The money system. How you move? That's how they actually able to sanction countries. That's why they're able. We're going to put sanctions on Iran. We're going to put sanctions on Russia. We're going to put sanctions on Zimbabwe because the financial system globally is controlled by these people. So if they control the financial system, which they have, how are these terrorists being financed? How are these terrorists getting their money? And from where? And from what systems? because they can cut off the system immediately. That's the scam. Oh, we're trying to fight terrorism. Where's this source of money? You know, it's on all they fake ass news channels. Oh, we're trying to fight terrorism. We're trying to find the source of the money. All that old fake ass nonsense. Well, they know where their money goes because all money is traceable. All money is traceable. No matter what system you're using to have money go back and forth, it's traceable. So they don't get to tell you they don't know. We don't know where the terrorists are getting their money from. The hell they don't. The hell they don't know. And we don't know how to cut off their funds of money. Oh, you don't know how to cut off the terrorist money, but you know how to cut off Russia's money? You know how to cut off Iran's money? Oh, you know how to cut off Zimbabwe's money? But you don't know how to cut off these terrorists. These terrorists are super geniuses. And you don't know how to cut off their money. But you can cut off a whole country like Russia. A whole advanced civilization like Russia. You can fuck their money up and cut their money off. But the terrorists who run around on old raggedy ass motorcycles with fucked up headgear, you can't figure out how to shut their money down. Their money just flows effortlessly back and forth through the system because ain't nobody terrorizing people for free. People got to eat. People got to eat. They ain't got no jobs. Where these terrorists got their businesses at? You know, is everybody? Is it just an independent billionaire that's financing these terrorists? And if that was the case, that can be found out because his money was still have to move. Money was still have to go through international channels. So it could be no independent billionaire funding no terrorist groups because they would say how much money is moving through the system and where is it going. So, and we know they got control of the money system, which is a fact they do. Common sense would tell you they know who the terrorists are, how they funded, and who controls them. See, that's known. No matter what the fake news tells you, and I won't tell you none of that, that the world economic system is run by a few people. It's a fact. That's why I suppose they're trying to make a rival one called BRICS. They're making a new financial system that no one has to go through America anymore and be sanctioned. Right? But why can't they find these terrorists and sanction these terrorists? Why they weren't able to find ISIS and sanction their fucking money? Why couldn't they find Al-Qaeda and cut off their money? Because money has to move electronically, and money has markers globally. These are facts. You can't just move money through the world and no one knows. Sorry, because there's a system called the SWIFT system that these people run and going through banks. And we know most banks are run and owned by cats with fucking hats. That's a fact. Not me being hyperbolic. It's facts. So common sense would tell you who's behind all this terrorism they keep spouting about on the news. They keep telling you Iran is the #1 thing of terror. How? But Iran is under crippling sanctions. How are they putting this money to all these terrorist groups? Huh? Common sense tell you, that's a lie. It's an absolute lie. #1 sponsor of terrorism is America. Is not real. England, Germany. That's the #1. All the West sponsors terrorism. That's who sponsors terrorism. And it's easily known. It's not hard to even, and it's not no damn allegedly nothing. Easy to research, easy to find. Remember, they even admitted when they were getting rid of the damn, what they called the USAID, that United States aid. And they would pretend to do a smoke. oh, you guys are sponsoring all these terrorist groups, as if they didn't already know. That was the cause to give them cover. You guys have been sponsoring all these terrorist groups. All these terrorist groups have been sponsored through USAID. Duh. Even sponsoring Al Qaeda and ISIS. Duh. Ain't it funny? Trump says he's going to use Syria. Remember, now they threw over when they overthrew Assad. Now they're funny. Syria is now a puppet state of America. I thought Syria was the bad guy, and they had terrorists in there. They'd be run by the terrorists. That's what you said. So how is Syria now? President of Syria, one of those terrorist groups, one of those terrorist guys, and now they're allied with America and Israel. ISIS of Syria is now aligned with America and Israel. Weird, isn't it? Isn't that strange? Isn't that weird? How'd that happen? No one can foresee that the leader of ISIS was going to be an ally of Israel and America. Wow, how'd that happen? That's what 9/11 was. It was an inside false flag job to get people riled up to go fight their fake terrorist groups so they can invade these countries, steal their resources, and destroy the country. Okay? Now you're 25 years removed and you know what you're looking at now. There's a way to lock down more rights from America with the goddamn Homeland Security fake act. Remember, they still want to lock us down and give us less freedoms because we're a fallen empire. So they can pass this heinous ass Department of Homeland Security nonsense. So they can do more spying on American citizens. They got that one. They couldn't get it passed unless they could scare everybody with the fake ass 9/11 scam. And then secondly, they got everybody to go fight this fake terrorism that was created by them and is still run by them. It's known now. There's no more ambiguity to it. They created the terrorists, they run the terrorists. And so the guys to go fight all these fake ass wars. We destroyed Libya, we destroyed Iraq, we destroyed Syria, we destroyed Afghanistan, and we destroyed, it's all on the list. We destroyed Somalia, we're destroying Sudan right now, and we're supposed to destroy Iran. It's all there in front of you now. No way you cannot see what you see now unless you're a complete fucking moron. See the game that's been pushed on the American people? See the scam that's been pushed? Because we emptied out our treasury too. We become bankrupt fighting these Israeli wars. We become also bankrupt fighting these fake wars that only help Israel. Isn't that funny? Isn't that a coincidence? We're now bankrupt. And so the last country who's out here cheerleading it online, all the Zionist puppets out here cheerleading, oh, we gotta kill Iran, bomb it. But see, now we're at a fork in the road. Iran had been waiting for 30 years to build shit to be able to fight back. So any real move on Iran's infrastructure, that's a wrap. See, not only does America lose this war, they lose the number one, being called the number one hegemon. They also lose their economy with $40 trillion in debt. And our dollars pegged to that fake ass petro shit in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. So if Iran blows all that shit up, our dollars become worthless overnight. They already become more and more worthless. But if Iran blows all that shit up, like they said they're gonna put. They put out the list. You guys gonna look at the list that Iran put up, and that's all Saudi Arabia's oil fields. That's all the UAE oil fields and gas. That's all Qatar's, Bahrain, Kuwait, and Oman. Said we're gonna wipe it out. They gave you the list. They gave America the list. We're gonna wipe all this shit out. And not only are we saying we can do it, we got the capability to do it. And everybody knows that's a fact. It ain't shit you can do to stop it. There ain't nothing you can do to stop us. There ain't a damn thing you can do. You can talk all this crazy white supremacy talk. Ah, we're gonna bomb you. We're gonna kill you. You're gonna make a deal. We need to make a deal. All this goofy deal talk. Nonsense. We're gonna make a deal. We're gonna force you to make a deal. Only one's gonna be forced to make a deal is America, or we're gonna be wiped out economically. See, Iran knows they're gonna be wiped out economically. They say, hey, remember, they were detached from the financial system. See, I told you, who owns the financial system, the global financial system? You know. So Iran said, we've already been fucked up, impoverished, and barely surviving because we were cut off from the financial system. So we already been living in poverty. Iran said, we already been living in poverty. What, are you going to make us poor some more? If the global economy collapsed, so what? We're already poor. We already been living in poverty. Because remember, Iran was cut off of the financial global system. And that's why they stole their damn money out of the banks. And Iran is saying, okay, you want to stop the war? We're not stopping nothing. First, you're going to give us our money. There's not no agreement. You want this got to happen before we agree to anything. First of all, you're not never getting the straight back. That belongs to us now. And people are going to pay to come use it. Period. It ain't nothing you can do to stop that. Nothing. You'll pay or you'll get gone. That's what you'll do. So all this talking crazy talk, you're going to bomb us, you're going to kill us, you're going to keep up. You keep saying that shit for the Western media. We don't care. But you'll pay the toll or you'll get gone. That's what you'll do. You'll pay this toll or your ass will get gone. So, see, so all these capitulations Donald Trump and the U.S. doesn't want to make because it's hard to admit for white people that they've actually lost. I mean, lost everything. This is a wrap. Even with them not bombing, this loss is devastating because it ends white hegemony. Globally, white hegemony is a wrap. Them projecting power anywhere, that's over. That's over. They might can project power in the Western Hemisphere. That's it. So America now becomes not a global power, but a regional power. That's it. That's a wrap. They'll never be able to threaten China. Anybody out in the East, that's a wrap. Anybody in the Middle East, that's a wrap. That's over. So white supremacy hegemony is a wrap. And what you know, that's what they're really fighting. I want you to understand this. Make sure you guys can hear me clearly. They're fighting to end the white supremacy hegemony on a global scale. That's what scares the shit out their ass. And it's a wrap. See, what they're trying to hold on, common sense, okay, make the deal, you're not going to win. No, it's deeper than that. This is about white supremacy. They're going to dictate your power. Now, people drop their pants and give you their ass. That's what it's about. The fear that white people could put in other people. That's a wrap. Them just talking shit. Like I told you, to begin this war, them about Donald Trump was just talking crazy, reckless, disrespectful shit. this reckless, disrespectful shit he was talking, because he didn't respect them to begin with, and he's white, and I have power, and you're gonna bend to my power. Period. That had nothing to do about being just and right. It's about power. My power makes me just and right, and you'll bend to my will. And so when he seen that Iran wasn't going to bend to their will, it became an existential threat in white people's mind. This is existential threat to white dominance, white power. This is a wrap. And shout out to Iran and Miss. I said what it was. Iran is saying the same thing I'm saying. They know what this is about. This is a wrap on white people ruling the world. This is a wrap on their ass. And remember, John Henry Clark said something that was so crucial. That was true. He said they'd rather destroy the world than not be able to rule it. So that could be what Donald Trump does. Said, fuck it. We're not going to rule it. We might as well try to destroy it. Destroy it, because Iran's going to destroy it. We might as well try to bomb them as much as we can. It goes back to saying that's something John Henry Clark said. He said they'd rather destroy the world if they cannot rule it. Because remember, these savages have been ruling the world for the last 500 years. So the same, but John Henry Clark said they'd rather blow up the world if they cannot rule it. And see, this is what's looking at them in the mirror. The end of global white supremacy, global white hegemony. And they might be saying this. It's better we just destroy all this shit, because we're not going to be able to rule it no more. And that's a fact, Jack. That's a fact. This is a wrap. This is a wrap. It's just time, right? If they go along with this, it'll end it fast. If they don't, they can hold on for a few more years, but it's still the end of the shit. They won't be able to talk that crazy shit to China. China's already developing what they see to destroy America's naval power. That's a wrap. So ain't gonna be no coming nobody. See, everybody can't go up to Iran right now and use any kind of naval power. Naval power is a wrap. That's a wrap. You're not showing up with no naval armada at somebody's goddamn coast and say, give me your shit. That's a wrap. Because Iran had already showed you with drones and hypersonic missiles, you ain't coming, you're not showing up to my shore with no naval armada with aircraft carriers, destroyers, and battleships. I'll blow all that shit out the water. That's a wrap. So you coming trying to threaten me with your naval armada, you're fighting the 21st century war with 20th century technology. That's some World War II shit, and it don't work. Because Iran is now in the test case that shows you we can defeat America. They can't project no power through naval. And quiet as kept, you've never been able to win no battle with just air power. Even when we were bombing little bitty Vietnam. If you guys don't know, we dropped more bombs on Vietnam that were ever dropped in World War II. And we still lost that war. Because you could never win a war effectively by air superiority. That don't work. You can't bomb a people into submission. Yeah, you can blow them up, you can kill a lot of people, and you can blow up a lot of shit. Yeah, you can do that. But you can never bomb a people into submission. That's been known. That's military doctrine. You can't bomb a people into submission. You must invade, and you must be able to take over by having boots on the ground. So them knowing that they thought they were going to just bomb Iran, right, with air superiority, that's not going to work. It's about, oh, we destroyed the Navy. We destroyed the aircraft. That don't mean nothing. They still got damn missiles underneath the ground. That's why your ships don't come out. Ain't it funny? I want you guys to realize, why have you seen the American Navy only since the beginning, right? Since early March. Why haven't you seen the American military, American Navy go close to the Straits of Hormuz anymore? Why haven't you seen the American Navy go up in the Straits and say, we're going to take it back by force? Why haven't you seen that? Because the dirty secret that the fake news is not telling you, they can't. Iran has the capability to blow all that shit out the water. That's why you ain't seen it. You seen it in the beginning of the war, right? You guys remember, you seen in the beginning of the war, we had 2 aircraft carriers. I think it was like the Gerald Ford and the Lincoln was out there, right? Talking about, and Trump was like, yeah, look at our aircraft carriers. Look at this, white men with the big dick syndrome. Look at my big dick. Look at my aircraft carriers. Look at all my battleships. And Iran went to quietly blowing all that shit up, right? They went to all the bathrooms and broke all that nonsense. Iran went to blowing all that bullshit up. Blowing it up by using drones and hypersonic missiles. So America had to retreat. America had to retreat, from the shorelines of Iran or the Strait of Hormuz. It ain't brought their ass back since, right? Ain't brought their ass back since. Oh, we're running a blockade. The blockade is phony because it doesn't stop Iran. It stops the people that leave the straits. America's doing piracy. It runs up on their ships and it steals the oil and tells them you're not allowed to go, along the straits without our permission, right? But they can't really stop anything because they're getting blown the fuck up, right? They're getting blown up. They're getting blown up, right? So imagine America being behind technically, right, as a power. All your military prowess has been made to fight a 20th century war, and now you find yourself in a 21st century conflict. Your military industrial complex is a farce. It's a fraud. It's a money scam. That you give money to the rich who own these companies to make garbage weapons and garbage ships. It doesn't innovate. It keeps making the same old garbage that's not effective in the 21st century. And so now the cat's out the bag, right? The cat's out the bag. The cat is now out the bag that you're not a real military power. And people can use drones and hypersonic missiles to destroy you. So you can't come project any naval power to anybody no more. That's a wrap. You damn sure ain't gonna do it to China. We're gonna bomb China. We're gonna get China. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. See, Iran has just made the American naval power obsolete. It already was obsolete, but no one was saying anything until they could see. But what Iran did was show you that the American naval power is obsolete. It's not viable in a 21st century war. That was viable back in the 20th century, but today it's a wrap. And see, it's hard to turn a military industrial complex on a dime for making outdated, antiquated weapons. So the world's going to pass America by before they even able to turn the ship around because America's too innate. Let's say it would take you 30 years to get out all the corruption and actually build innovative weapons. By then it'd be too late anyway. You got a dying population of morons. So everybody knows this is the end. Imagine the psychopathic white Americans. They're looking into the abyss and realizing, holy shit, we actually fucked up. This is the end of white hegemony globally. We will not be able to dictate our savagery and steal people's resources nowhere on the planet anymore. That's a wrap. That's the end. See, as a military fighting force, put boots on the ground, you don't got enough white people no more. That's a wrap. Any kind of real war, they put boots on the ground, they'll be wiped out. They don't got enough population of white people who want to fight for this savagery. Ain't nobody else gonna fight. Ain't nobody black gonna give their lives to go fight some fucking war for Israel. And these white people who are openly racist to them. Not enough. So what do you do? What do you do? So this is the options that's facing these cats. Because either way, this is the end of white hegemony. See, everything comes to, it's funny, it's in our lifetime. Everything comes to an end, everything goes up, everything is cyclical. Things work in a cycle. And white people thought their hegemony was going to continue into infinity. But oh no, there's a time period on everything. Everything has a stop date to it. And so what they're looking at and coming to grips to, imagine a baby, right? A spoiled baby not getting what it's want, not getting its way. When a baby's been able to get its way all the time, every time. And now finds out that it can't. So what you see is America throwing a tantrum. The White House and white America, they're throwing a tantrum. Because they're coming to the realization now that this is a wrap. They cannot, this war, this conflict, they cannot win it, right? They're going to lose it. They got to lose it big or lose it slow, right? Bigger. If they lose it big, they'll go ahead and bomb Iran and destroy its critical infrastructure. And so that's going to end white supremacy immediately. That's a wrap. Because the Middle East is going to be wiped out. Boom, 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 wiped out, right? So when they wipe out the Middle East, the dollar will collapse and the world economy will collapse. That's a wrap. So we're all going to be fucked up. Right? Not just white people. We're all going to be messed up. But white supremacy, that's a wrap on that. They will no longer be the dominant force or the dominant people on this globe. That's a wrap. So now everybody's going to be in survival mode, right? That's survival mode happening. But even slowly, if they don't decide to do this, it's still an end of their hegemony. It's just going to be a slow grind, right? Instead of immediate, they might be on the next. They might be to hold on for another 10, 20 years as not as a global power, but there'll be a regional power as far as we still dealing with the white supremacy in this hemisphere. But anywhere else, that's a wrap. They won't be able to dictate any power to anybody. Them stealing shit, that's a wrap. Keep their fake economy, put white people on top, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. So this is what they're dealing with. Yeah, all the advanced technology they say they had. I told you, I never believed that shit, Jason. We got this vast alien technology. I never believed none of that shit. That's all cap. That's all fake. All this advanced technology that they supposedly had. I told you this is a rap. That's fake. It's a lie. And that's what's being exposed. They got all old, outdated, antiquated technology is what they got. It's all old. It's all outdated. It's all antiquated. And so that's what we're dealing with. So we got 37 you guys in there. Smash that like button for me. Please give me some likes, guys. Smash that like button for me. Oh, they got secret space technology. All that old nonsense. That's always a scheme to keep everybody scared not to fight their ass. And also they losing it in the Ukraine. Another proxy war that they wanted to do so they could break up Russia. Right? These are the real scams they were doing. So Russia's now destroying Ukraine, because the scam is that, remember, Europe is dying. Europe has no resources. It really shot itself in the foot because things go up and things go down. Everything is cyclical. So now Europe and white people's rule on this planet is coming to a slow end or a quick end. Don't make a difference, but it's coming to an end, regardless. But they thought they could go in and antagonize Russia and destroy it and split it up and steal Russia's resources, and that would put Europeans back on top. But it's not working the way they thought it was going to work because it's just their time. Their time is up. They thought they were going to go in Iran and bomb Iran. Innocent Iran. Iran didn't bomb nobody. This war is unjustified. They don't care. They're savages. They went and bombed Iran. It's another sneak attack. Killed children, women. They don't care. They give all kind of crazy lies that Iran bombed its own children. All this crazy, as wicked, as evil as these bastards are. You know, as they've been aptly called, this the cats of the Epstein list. And if no one's been prosecuted, you ever notice how wicked and evil these people are? Now we know this not allegedly. They've been eating babies, no allegedly. They've been fucking babies, not allegedly. Trump and all his friends on the Epstein files, and no one has went to prison. Isn't it funny? None of these bastards that are ruling this country went to prison for having sex with children, raping children, killing children, and eating goddamn children. Now this is not even, this is fact, there's no more allegedly in this. This is all facts. All facts. And you actually had white people come up, we don't care as long as they kill black people. We don't care that he said, well, Trump's in the Epstein file. Oh, we don't care. We don't care nothing about that. Remember, that's why these white people are openly trying to tell you they don't want pedophilia to be a crime. Because they're the ones that do it. It should be some kind of condition. You know, some kind of brain condition that they're attracted to children and want to fuck children and have sex with babies. And for us to accept these perversions. They were trying to walk you through their fake media to accept perversions. No, putting your dick in a child is a crime. It's just a crime, and it's evil and wicked. Okay? No propaganda, no TV shows you put on is going to propagandize me to tell me having sex with a child is normal and should be accepted. Absolutely not, never. As a pedophile, you're supposed to be dealt with and dealt with harshly and immediately. But through their propaganda, they want you to accept this filthy ass behavior. Oh, the pedophilia, oh, they got a mental disorder, then they okay, good, then we need to get rid of them. No. Through their propaganda, they try to soften it the same way they did with the you-know-what that we can't talk about with the rainbow. They did the same propaganda on people with their movies when it was unacceptable behavior to have everybody now accept the rainbow shit. That's the same thing they're trying to do with this pedophilia shit. Working into their media, showing in movies, have you be sympathetic to all kind of wicked, debaucherous ass shit, and the answer is never. Never! Are we going to accept you having sex with children? Ever! We're never going to tolerate it. Never going to soften it on none of your goofy movies, your goofy propaganda. We're never going to accept it. And you can call me whatever kind of fake name you make up. You know, with the homophobia. Oh, he's pedophobia. That's going to be the new word, guys. Oh, he's a pedophobe. He's pedophobia. He has phobia about grown people putting their dicks in children. He's a pedophobe. He has pedophobia. That's the new fake word they're going to create. Oh, he's pedophobia. He has pedophobia. So, damn, I've been on 2.5 hours, guys. Let me wrap this up, family. That's why I got to do the show. Joe gets me to. That's why I got to do the show on the weekend. We don't be doing the shows on the weekends. You guys show me how to make thumbnails, man. I need to be able to make some cool ass thumbnails again. My thumbnails suck. That just demotivate me. Because I do miss doing my weekend show. I'm like, man, my thumbnails suck. My thumbnails suck, man. Shit. That would make me lose my motivation. I be wanting to talk. I said, man, my thumbnails suck. Shit. Well, family, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. And see everybody tomorrow. Like I said, the lights, my bad, the lights went off over there in Nairobi. You know, it is Africa. And hopefully Joby lights come back on before the morning time. Joby said they had some lions out there walking around. I'm like, lions? What? He said they had some lions walking around the neighborhood. That's how they do it. Grok does it. I'm not on Grok. Other AIs. I asked an AI. I'm going to try to figure out. Ask AI. Okay. Grok is Twitter, right? I'm not on Twitter. Twitter knocked us off for telling the truth. Last year, or 2 years ago now. I think it's been 2 years since we've been on Twitter. Yeah, she said there's lions walking around out there in the neighborhood. I'm like, lions? I know the lions just walking around. And then now it's dark without no lights. They said, yeah, there's been a couple lions spotted out there just walking around the neighborhood. I'm like, what? Because if you guys don't know, Nairobi is the only place in the world that has a natural park inside the city. So somehow somebody's opening up them gates and letting them lions out, right? Nairobi, if you guys look this up, Nairobi is the only place, guys. Nairobi is the only place that has a animal reserve inside the city. Right? So yeah. So them being in Nairobi, guys, look that up. Nairobi is the only place that has a national park inside the city of lions and elephants and wild ass animals and shit. I'm like, what? It's fucking crazy. So somebody cut a hole in these fences and shit. Somehow these lions been let out of this damn reserve park. Yeah, the elephants too. They got that's what they are, African elephants. They're all in that park. Nairobi is the only place that has a national park inside the city. It's crazy. I said, what? How about these things break these fences and shit? So obviously, one of these lions, a couple of these lions ain't got out. Shit. I'm like, what? I'm like, are you crazy? And remember a couple years ago, one of those hyenas got out of there and fucked somebody up. One of them hyenas got out of that damn place and fucked somebody up. Shit. Maybe General Mosquito knows how to walk with them. I don't know. Shit. A lot of these Africans be walking with these big ass lions. Man, it was a few years ago. Hey, have you guys seen the footage in India of the tiger that was in the guy's shop when he got in the morning? You guys seen that one? Any AI model should work? Okay, do it. There's search to find. Well, I should. That's what I'm gonna try to do. I had one that didn't work. It was called thumbnail YouTube. That shit didn't even work. I said, this thing don't even work. That's what the AI didn't work. Yeah, you guys said this came out like a couple weeks ago. It was a guy in India He opened up his shop, was a big ass tiger up in there. He had to fight the tiger. Did y'all see that? There was a tiger in his goddamn, I think it was like a liquor store or something in India. He was in there and the tiger came in. We had to fight that damn tiger. Oh shit! Look that up on TikTok, guys. Say I'm sure it's on YouTube too. I'm usually on TikTok, but look that up. Say man in India fights tiger in shop. Shit, that big ass tiger jumped on his ass. He's like, shit! I gotta get an Indian credit. That Indian was fighting the hell out that tiger. Okay, gotta give a detail. I thought I did. And it came back with just like, what is this garbage? And I'm gonna take some time and mess around with it. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna take some time and mess around with it. Yeah, but go check that out. I gotta get an Indian credit. Indian got that damn tiger off his ass. Because it bit him on the neck, jumped on his neck, on the back of his shoulder. Should have bit the shit out of his ass. But shit, you know what I'm saying? You got lions walking around. Shit. That shit crazy. But a lot of these Africans walk around with these lions, especially like the Maasai. They're usually able to talk to these lions and walk with them and all that crazy shit. I'm not trying to walk with no damn lion. I'm going to try it out, see what happens. All right, family, I'm going to get off of here. My voice goes. It's been up 2.5 hours. You guys smash that like button for it, brother, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love and peace, guys. Love and peace. I'm out. See you guys tomorrow.